The year is 1932, a time when the world is grappling with the Great Depression, and Australia is no exception. Australia shimmers under a relentless sun, its vast outback stretching endlessly, parched and unforgiving. The air crackles with tension, a palpable sense of unease hanging over the land. A crisis grips the nation, one that threatens the very fabric of its rural communities. Farmers, hardened by years of drought and hardship, sound the alarm. Their crops are failing, their livestock perishing. Their livelihoods are under attack, and their future looks bleak. The enemy is cunning, numerous, and relentless. Not a human foe, but a force of nature. The Australian government faces a difficult decision. Action is needed. Farmers plead for intervention. Politicians debate, weighing the options. The situation grows more dire by the day. Crops are decimated, and the land is left barren. Finally, a decision is made. Military intervention. The government authorizes a bold and unprecedented move. Soldiers, veterans of a different kind of war, are mobilized. They prepare for a new kind of battle. They are armed with Lewis guns, weapons of formidable power, designed for a different enemy. Their mission: confront and neutralize the threat. A task unlike any they have faced before. The fate of the nation hangs in the balance. The outcome of this mission could change everything. But what is this enemy? This force that has brought Australia to the brink? What could be so formidable? What could possibly withstand the might of the Australian army? The answer is as surprising as it is absurd. The answer is as surprising as it is absurd. The Great Emu War has begun. World War I had ended. Australia, like many nations, sought to reward its returning soldiers. What better reward than land? Vast tracts of Western Australia were opened up for farming. Wheat became a major crop. Hopes were high. But the land held a harsh beauty. Drought was common. Farming was a challenge. Then came the Great Depression. The global economy crashed. The price of wheat plummeted. Farmers faced ruin. And there was another problem. Emus. These large, flightless birds thrived in the Australian outback. With the land cleared for farming, their population exploded. Emus by the thousands roamed the countryside. The soldiers deployed were not facing enemy combatants. Their adversaries were emus. Yes, emus. Those comical birds, known for their awkward gait and goofy appearance, were the enemy. They descended upon farmers' fields like a feathered plague. Fences were useless. Emus, driven by hunger and instinct, devoured crops and trampled fields. Desperation gripped the farming communities. Something had to be done. The government took the unprecedented step of declaring war on emus. The Great Emu War, as it would come to be known, had begun. Leading the charge was Major G.P.W. Meredith, a man of considerable military experience and determination. He and his men were armed with Lewis guns, capable of firing hundreds of rounds per minute. These were state-of-the-art weapons, designed to mow down enemies with relentless firepower. Surely, against such firepower, the emus wouldn't stand a chance. Or so they thought. The soldiers were confident, perhaps even a bit overconfident, in their ability to handle the situation. The first encounter was a comedy of errors. The soldiers, despite their training, found themselves in a chaotic situation. The emus, upon hearing the deafening roar of the machine guns, scattered in all directions. Their reaction was swift and unpredictable. Their speed and agility were astonishing. These birds could run up to 50 kilometers per hour, making them incredibly difficult targets. Bullets flew, dust swirled. The battlefield was a scene of utter confusion. Emus, seemingly unharmed, disappeared into the vast landscape. The soldiers were bewildered, unable to comprehend how their advanced weaponry had failed. Their enemy, it seemed, was impervious to bullets. The emus' thick feathers and quick movements made them nearly invincible. The machine gunners' dreams of point-blank fire into serried masses of emus were soon dissipated, wrote one journalist. The reality was far more challenging than they had anticipated. The Emu Command had evidently ordered guerrilla tactics, and its unwieldy army soon split up into innumerable small units that made use of the military equipment uneconomical. The soldiers found themselves outmaneuvered by these cunning birds, who seemed to have a natural instinct for survival. Section 5. Retreat and Reevaluation. A war without winners. The war dragged on, with no clear end in sight. The soldiers, weary and disheartened, found themselves in a battle they never anticipated. The emus, seemingly toying with their human adversaries, continued their raids with an almost mocking persistence. They ravaged crops, trampled fences, and evaded every attempt to corral them. The soldiers, frustrated and demoralized, struggled to adapt to this unconventional enemy. Their training had not prepared them for this relentless foe. "If we had a military division with the carrying capacity of these birds," lamented Major Meredith, "it would face any army in the world." His words, though meant to inspire, only highlighted the absurdity of their situation. "They can face machine guns with the invulnerability of tanks," he added, marveling at the birds' resilience. The emus seemed almost invincible, their numbers undiminished despite the soldiers' best efforts. The government, facing mounting criticism and ridicule, eventually called off the military operation. The public and media had turned the campaign into a farce, questioning the competence of those in charge. The Great Emu War ended not with a bang, but with a whimper. The emus had won, their dominance over the land reaffirmed, or, more accurately, the humans had lost. The soldiers returned home, their spirits broken, and the emus continued to roam free, a testament to nature's unpredictability and resilience. Section 6. The Emu's Triumph, a testament to resilience. The Great Emu War stands as a testament to the resilience of nature. These seemingly comical birds, armed with nothing but speed, agility, and an uncanny ability to dodge bullets, had outsmarted and outmaneuvered one of the most technologically advanced armies of the time. Their victory, however absurd, highlights the power of adaptation. The emus, thriving in a harsh and unforgiving land, proved to be more than a match for human ingenuity. Their story reminds us that nature is a force to be reckoned with. Section 7. Beyond the battlefield, the Great Emu War in popular culture. The story of the Great Emu War quickly captured the public imagination. Newspapers around the world ran stories, often humorous, about the war and its outcome. The emus became unlikely folk heroes, symbols of resilience and cunning. Over the years, the Great Emu War has secured its place in Australian folklore. It is a tale often told with a mixture of amusement and pride. It serves as a reminder of the absurdity that can arise when humans attempt to impose their will on the natural world. Section 8. The Importance of Perspective, a Lesson in Humility. The Great Emu War, viewed through a modern lens, offers a valuable lesson in perspective. It encourages us to question our assumptions about ourselves and our place in the world. It reminds us that we are not always the dominant species, that nature is full of surprises. Perhaps, most importantly, it teaches us humility. The emus, in their own way, reminded humans of the limits of their power. They demonstrated that even the most technologically advanced societies are not invincible, that nature will always find a way. Section 9. Conclusion. The Enduring Legacy of the Emu. The Great Emu War, though a military defeat for Australia, has become a cultural touchstone. It is a story that continues to be told and retold, each generation finding its own meaning in the absurdity. The emus, those unlikely victors, serve as a powerful reminder of the resilience of the natural world. They are symbols of adaptability, cunning, and the enduring power of nature. And so, the Great Emu War, a conflict as strange as it is significant, lives on in the collective memory of a nation.